Hey everyone, Andrew back again, and welcome to another DVD Blu-ray update. Got some sci-fi, got some horror, and I've even added some hard boxes into the collection. So let's take a look at what I've picked up. Okay, so first up we have neither a horror movie nor sci-fi, but I definitely wanted to show it. And it's the Dirt Bike Kid on Blu-ray. And when this got announced for a Blu-ray release, I was pretty shocked. I definitely think it's a pretty underrated and it's a pretty obscure 80s film. It's one that I never really hear too many people talk about. But I used to rent this movie out a lot back on VHS and it was always one of my favourites. And I've got to say, it holds up really, really well. It's a typical 80s movie. It's really cheesy. It's not really something to take too seriously. It does star Peter Billingsley. He's the main character in this one, and basically he gets a dirt bike, and the dirt bike can actually communicate with him, and it's basically just about him and the dirt bike and their adventures together throughout the film. So, as I said, it's typical 80s, but if you're a fan of 80s family-themed movies and you've never seen this one, I definitely recommend it. It's an awesome film, and this Blu-ray is absolutely fantastic. Scorpion Releasing put this one out, and they did a really good job. So, yeah, definitely highly recommend not only this movie, but this Blu-ray release. Next up, we have Snowpiercer, and while this didn't quite live up to all the hype, I still really enjoyed this movie a lot. Really interesting and different take on the whole sort of post-apocalyptic genre. Great characters throughout, some awesome action set pieces, and I really enjoyed the train setting. So if you're into your post-apocalyptic sort of futuristic sci-fi films, I'm sure most of you have seen it, but if you haven't seen Snowpiercer yet, definitely check it out. Next up we have The Maze Runner, and this is a fairly recent release over here in Australia, and I was pretty pumped to see this movie, and it definitely did not disappoint. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Definitely lived up to all the hype. I was really impressed with the acting throughout. Most of the cast is pretty unknown, at least to me. There were a couple of actors I've seen before, but for the most part, a lot of new actors, and they did an amazing job. Really enjoyed the maze sequences. It had some great tension throughout. And yeah, really loved this one a lot, and I cannot wait to check out the next movie, which I believe is out later this year. Next up we have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and this is the last, but certainly not least of the sci-fi pickups. This movie was absolutely incredible, amazing, I loved it. Probably my favourite movie of last year, 2014. I was pretty hyped for this film. I'm a big Apes fan, and yeah, this one certainly did not disappoint. I enjoy all the movies, apart from the remake, which I'm not that keen on, but this is a very good franchise. It's one of my favourite movie franchises. And yeah, I absolutely loved Dawn. I liked it more than Rise. Just everything about it, the storyline, the interaction between the human characters and the apes were really well done. Some great action throughout as well, really good effects. And yeah, it was just a perfect movie. So I'm sure everyone out there has seen it. If you haven't and you're a Planet of the Apes fan or you're into sci-fi, check it out. What are you doing? It's amazing. Alright, and moving on to the horror titles now. So first up for those, we have Dead Snow 2 Red vs. Dead. Now, before I get into my opinions on this movie, I'm a massive fan of the original film. Absolutely love it. And this was probably my most anticipated horror film of last year. That quickly turned into utter disappointment. I did not enjoy this movie at all. The comedy elements were just way overdone. It was stupid. The whole zombie versus zombie recruitment thing was just idiotic to me. And don't even get me started on the ending scene in the car. That was just terrible. The gore was good, if a little bit comedic, but it did have good gore effects, I'll give it that. But yeah, I really didn't enjoy this one. I'm really sort of over the zombie genre at the moment. It's way too oversaturated, and I just feel that I've pretty much seen all the best classics that there are. So yeah, I think I need to take a break from zombie movies for a while, but Dead Snow 2, in my opinion, was not very good. Alright, and next up we have the Halloween 25 Years of Terror documentary. I'm sure most of you Halloween fans have seen this fantastic documentary. I didn't own the Australian DVD, I had the UK release, so I just doubled it on this one for the collection. Okay, and moving on to the Hardbox releases now, so I went ahead and picked up the red edition of Halloween 4. Decided to pick this one up. It was really cheap off of eBay, so I went ahead and added this to the collection. Another great release to add to the Halloween collection. The next Hardbox I picked up is another red edition, and this time around is for Bad Taste. You guys have heard me talk about this movie a lot on my channel. I absolutely love it. And I basically just picked this release up for the alternate cover art. As you can see on the cover there, it's pretty awesome. It has Peter Jackson as Robert eating the brains of a fellow alien. So I love the cover art on that. I will say though, I did check out the transfer just to see what it was like, and it's not as good as other DVD releases. It's basically just VHS quality. But I didn't really pick it up for the DVD. I own 2 other releases of the movie. I basically just picked this one up for the alternate cover, which is very cool. So, love Bad Taste, awesome film. And last but certainly not least, we're going to finish off with another Hardbox. It's a Blu-ray Hardbox, and this time around it is for Maniac, which is one of my favourite slasher films from the 80s. Some of my favourite gore effects of all time. Excellent movie, especially from a character standpoint. Frank Zito is an awesome character. The movie is very grimy and gritty. And yeah, I definitely thought this was worthy of a double dip. I already own a couple of other editions of this film on Blu-ray as well. Mostly picked this one up for the artwork, which is absolutely amazing, very realistic looking. And I actually picked this one up from a local Australian seller on eBay for about $30, which I thought was a great pickup considering I have heard that this edition is rather rare. So another great edition of Maniac for the collection. Alrighty, so that does it for another update. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the titles I've added into my collection. I hope you've enjoyed this update, and thanks a lot for watching.